The rise and fall of the House of Hanover. The House of Hanover, a German royal house, was never meant to rule England. Yet through a strange twist of lineage and religion, it became the ruling dynasty of Great Britain in 1714. The death of Queen Anne without surviving heirs and the fear of a Catholic monarch opened the door for George I, a distant cousin from Hanover, Germany. Thus began a 123-year saga of German-born kings, dynastic drama, and the transformation of a monarchy. King George III. George I was born on 28 May 1660 in Hanover and raised as an elector's son, with a focus on military discipline and courtly education. He grew up in the structured world of German nobility, with a temperament that was distant, serious, and uncharismatic. He married his cousin, Sophia Dorothea of Celle, in a union arranged for political gain. The marriage was a disaster. She had an affair, was imprisoned for life, and George never forgave her. Poor George! When George ascended to the British throne, he spoke almost no English and preferred Hanover to London. He left the running of the country to his ministers, especially Sir Robert Walpole, considered Britain's first prime minister. Though the people never warmed to him, and he never quite understood them, George I was pivotal in establishing the constitutional monarchy. He died of a stroke during a trip back to Hanover in 1727, ending a reign of transition. His son, George II, born on 10 November 1683, was a more vibrant and assertive man. Brought up with a solid German education, George was cultured and fluent in several languages. He married Caroline of Ansbach, an intelligent and politically savvy woman who greatly influenced him. Their marriage was a rare example of genuine affection in royal circles, though George also had mistresses. He became the last British monarch to lead troops into battle, doing so at the Battle of Dettingen in 1743. His reign saw the continued expansion of the British Empire and cultural growth at home. But his relationship with his son, Frederick, Prince of Wales, was bitter and destructive. When Frederick died prematurely, George was left to raise his grandson, the future George III. George II died in 1760 from an aneurysm, having ruled a Britain that was beginning to sense its global destiny. George III, born in London on 4 June 1738, was the first Hanoverian monarch to be born in England. I don't know why they decided that all the kings will be named George. I'm confused because they are like obsessed with the name George. Pious, intelligent, and serious, he was raised with strong moral principles and a deep sense of duty. In 1761, he married Charlotte of Mecklenburg-Strelitz, a woman he had never met before their wedding. They went on to have 15 children and enjoyed a close, loving marriage. His reign of 60 years was one of enormous consequence. George III presided over the loss of the American colonies, a crushing blow that haunted him. He was also the king during the Napoleonic Wars and oversaw major changes in society and governance. However, the king was plagued by mental illness, likely porphyria, and in 1811 was declared unfit to rule. His son, the Prince of Wales, was named Prince Regent. George lived in isolation for the rest of his life, blind and mentally broken, dying in 1820. Despite his tragic end, he was a conscientious ruler who genuinely loved his country. George IV, born on 12 August 1762, had been Prince Regent for nearly a decade before officially becoming king. His youth was marked by extravagance, scandal, and rebellion against his father. He secretly married Maria Fitzherbert, a Catholic widow, though the marriage was not legally recognized. Under pressure, he wed his cousin Caroline of Brunswick, whom he detested. Their marriage was so disastrous that they lived separately almost from the start. Their only child, Princess Charlotte, died young, robbing the kingdom of a promising heir. As king, George IV was indulgent and obsessed with fashion, architecture, and self-image. He commissioned the Brighton Pavilion and supported the arts, contributing to the opulence of the Regency era. However, his gluttony, vanity, and political inertia soured his popularity. He died in 1830, obese and suffering from a host of ailments, leaving behind a tarnished legacy despite the cultural brilliance of his timseon. Part 2 will be released soon.